Hey everyone, welcome back to another iiRcade Gamedaze Live. I'm your host, Michael, producer here at iiRcade. Sorry, I'm a little off there today. It was an interesting start when my mic wasn't working, so that was fun backstage a little bit. I think it's fixed now. You can all hear me. Okay, right? Yes? Cool. Awesome. It's good to see everybody. Happy Friday. Let's get down to it, right? It's Gamedaze. Let's talk about games, right? So 2 new games released actually today, right? So another game from Bel Toro called Street Basketball, which is a one-on-one basketball game. So totally different art style, right? Big old hands floating around, big old heads floating around, character customization, which is really fun. On top of that, it's just a nice one-on-one basketball game. So if you're looking for like a team game, not quite it, but still super fun to play. Definitely really hard to shoot, by the way. Just rolling up my sleeves here. Don't worry about me too much. And on top of that, of course, Street Basketball came out and Biomechanical Toy, which actually I was going to release during the show. I'm not going to lie, because I thought that we were going to get snowed out entirely today and I wasn't even going to have to do a show, but here we are. So it released earlier this morning, right, when I was in like panic mode, like, I don't know what's going on. There's ice everywhere. There's snow everywhere. But it actually stopped snowing kind of early on in the day for us, which was nice. So we're good now. So yeah, Biomechanical Toy's there. I hope you've all had a chance to check it out. If you haven't yet, they're both available on the store right now. Let's get to it, right? So I actually don't have a good video for Street Basketball, unfortunately. However, let me pull up my handy dandy Biomechanical Toy video. There we go. That'll be going there in a bit here. So yeah. So sorry, I'm all over the place right now. I know it was a little rough backstage today. Questions, comments, concerns that I can get to right away. If not, let's keep going. Real quick one today. Real easy for me, which is great. So Biomechanical Toy is a rare game that I definitely wanted to go over. So Biomechanical Toy actually hasn't had a licensed arcade release since the arcade days, which is kind of cool. So we're one of the first ones to have it, which is fantastic. So fully legal, fully licensed, of course, is the name of the game for us. So that's how we do things. So Biomechanical Toy, you probably haven't seen it in most places. It's a very rare title. It's by a company originally called Zeus. So this one's actually licensed by somebody else nowadays that we have, right? So you can see it right there in the store, which is perfect. I believe it's a Pico interactive game. Yes. Awesome. So let's see. Let me bring it up here for you. I'll put it on this side of the stream. There we go. So here's some of the little gameplay of it. So Biomechanical Toy is a real kooky, real crazy game, right? It's a run and gun. It came out in, 1995, I believe is right. So in arcades, in the US at least, right? So super fun run and gun, super quirky, kind of like Alice in Wonderland themed, I would say too. So I do have some fun slides for you, which is fun because I haven't done slides in a while, right? Let's take that away a little bit here. So let me tell you a little bit more about how crazy this game is, right? Let's see here. All right, first off, what's in this game, right? We got fun little flying dish things with spikes and crazy faces on them that scare the crap out of me every time that explode into more fun little spiky face, crazy fanged things. We got top hats with Dumbo ears that fly around with crazy wacky eyes, of course. These chess pieces, for some reason you got rooks going around, wanting to go, 15 rounds with Tyson for some reason, which is awesome. Pounding the ground. Dinosaurs, of course, you can never go wrong with dinosaurs. It's got darts. It's got bees with fangs because bees weren't scary enough and hornets weren't scary enough without fangs and faces. So just to add to that fun little thing there too, we got cigarette caterpillars for some reason. So that's awesome. We got card TPs, which is weird, and more chess pieces, more like a queen, I would say too, or a rook maybe in this case. Maybe. We'll see. Bishops. Or bishop. Anyway, with axes that go around swinging things to add to the fun. You got spiders, of course, because every game needs spiders. Why not? And that's actually a dragon wrap there asking for help. It's a little wyvern, which is kind of cool. And of course, you got more dinosaurs, but dinosaurs on trains, because who doesn't need dinosaurs on trains? And that's kind of the general premise, honestly, of Biomechanical Toy and how random this game is, which I love so much. If you can't enjoy this game, I don't know how you enjoy games at all, honestly. This game is just fun. It's quirky. It's super challenging, actually, too, in the later levels especially. I died a lot when I was testing through it, which was fun on my device. Actually, today a little bit, too. So, fortunately, I'm not going to play a little bit like I, again, normally do. Got some HDMI out things going on that we're adjusting right now, so I can't plug in currently on this machine, and I just didn't have time to bring in a different machine for you today to actually show it off and play it. But I can put my little video clip back up. So yeah, more gameplay of Biomechanical Toy. What kind of questions we got in this game too? Who's checked it out already today? I know some of you have. Thank you. A top tier slideshow. Appreciate that, Nick. I worked just so hard on that for 5 minutes, right? But yes, my favorite thing in this game is probably the cigarette caterpillars, but who knows? There's a lot of boss fights, by the way, too, in this game, too. I think there's 5 or 6 total bosses. Let's see here. Kind of an acid trip a little bit, yes. Definitely a very trippy game. Like I said, kind of an Alice in Wonderland theme, even though it's kind of not. You also go from different levels, right? The one that you see here is like a chessboard level that you start on. The second stage is that train level with the trains and the dinosaurs and plants, piranha plants and stuff like that too. The third stage is like a series of cave networks, I want to say, kind of, that you're kind of crawling through. Caverns, I guess, is more a better word than cave. Let's see, the fourth world is, gosh, I don't even remember anymore. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. Jungle, I think that's a jungle themed. And then there's even more at the end of the game too, until you get to the final boss and take them out. So it is a very challenging run and gun, I can tell you that too. With different power-ups, you can pick up special bullets that make it so instead of, firing by button, I guess if you want to call it that too, non-auto fire, you can actually have rapid fire as well in this game too. You just have to break open chests. Those are also how you use your special, which special in this game, it was kind of a cool feature because this was a 2-button game, but technically speaking, it had that third button to start the game, which was actually also used as the special button. So in this case, your player 1 start button is actually your use special button as well too, which is kind of a fun thing. There we go. That video is starting over right there. Anyway, so super stoked that this game is finally out. I know it's been a little while since we have announced it, so some of you were waiting on this game. It's finally here. And it's a very rare title too. Like I said, it's a lot harder to find out there, especially in licensed form. Nobody really has this game, which is kind of cool. So here you go. Coming to you right here on iiRcade. Let's see. There's no leaderboards in this game. I can tell you that right now too. Honestly, it doesn't really need it. Your score doesn't reset when you die in this game. However, your score will go up the more things that you do, right? So there is sort of an exploration aspect in this game. So the more things that you kill, the more things you destroy, the more stuff that you do, the more items you pick up, more boxes you break down, more stuff everywhere, right? It's going to increase your score. So that's how this game works. But yes, no global leaderboard for this game. Let's see. Playing all morning. There you go. Dave's done it already too. Yes, this is more crazy than Boogie Wings. I will 100% give you that one. Boogie Wings is crazy too, though. In case you've never played Boogie Wings, the Great Ragtime Show, also available too in the shooter section. Boogie Wings has a hook on a plane that you control to like hook different things. Sometimes you can lose your plane, get into other vehicles when you're on the ground. So that's a crazy game. I love that game. Let's see. All right, what other questions do I have? How to Bachelor, I see a question right here. Any chance of pushing the HDMI out to connect out the back of the cabinet? Probably not right now, no. It's super easy to buy a cheap HDMI cable and just plug it right into the back real quick and just keep it in the machine. So probably not. That would make it look really god-awful in the back, probably, honestly. So no plans for that right now. Plus, literally, you can just one and done, take off the back one time, plug in the HDMI, just keep it plugged in too. Maybe we'll sell HDMI cords soon. I don't think we'll ever do that. Probably not. But just say. Let's see. How does Street Basketball compare to Hoops 96? So Street Basketball is a one-on-one game. Hoops 96 is not. So it is technically a Street Basketball game, if you will, right? Hoops 96 and Street Hoop as well, too. Both of those are out. Yeah. So this is just purely a one-on-one. So it's more of a half-court. Technically speaking, it's full court, but it's sort of more of a half-court game, if you will. So that's the difference, really. So you're not playing on a team. You're not using multiple players. You're only using one player. However, it is your customized character as well. You do customize your player in Street Basketball. Sorry about that. Let me see. Other questions right now, especially on games, especially on Biomechanical Toy and Street Hoop. Keep saying Street Hoop, Street Basketball. I'm going to keep confusing myself all day long. Sorry about that. Boogie Wings rules. I agree. Boogie Wings is amazing. Let's see. There is a new section, actually. Could you make a new section so we can find the new games faster? It's right at the top, Pliskin's Run. literally the second section of the store. There's the featured section, and then there's the recently added section. They're right there. So recently added section is what you're talking about. That is currently up on the store right now. Right under that even is the top downloads, because people ask us all the time what the top downloads are. So we do list it for both the month and the year, actually, or sorry, not even a year at this point, the all-time top downloads. So you can actually see those. Those are the top 3 categories: featured, recent games, and top downloads. Everything under that is going to go by genre, as well as at the very, very bottom, you'll find the free and preloaded games as well to download. So online coming soon. Online still slated for Q1, just as we said. Getting that ready for you all the time right now. Let's see. Having HDMI, yes. Having HDMI attached to the back right out there would make it harder to get flush against the wall stream. Let's see. Yes, the roads are plowed here. Yes, that's right. Thank gosh. We were pretty close to being snowed in this morning. It was pretty rough out there earlier in Chicago today, especially down by the lake where I live at. Let's see here. All right. Any other questions on especially Biomechanical Toy? A lot of people don't know this game, which is awesome. We like to do the hidden gem kind of games too. Biomechanical Toy is a banger. I love this game. This game is super fun, super challenging, especially if you want to like compete against your own score. Very good. If you're liking running guns especially, this is the game for you. Does Street Basketball have power-ups? No. There are no power-ups in this game. As far as I can remember, no. And it is very difficult to shoot, which makes this game a heck of a challenge, I can tell you that. Let's see. Yep, that's right. I see more HDMI talk, which is fun. Question. What's the next Gaming Expo iiRcade will be at? I actually can't speak on that this year yet. We're still kind of all over the next one that's planned. I don't know. I need to look because GDC is technically coming up, but it's digital. So we're probably not doing GDC this year, unfortunately, which I wanted to do because that's my favorite conference because it's the Game Developers Conference. So there you go. But we'll see. Stay tuned on that. I'll probably get more info on you on that topic next week for you, Todd. Let's see. When is Rastin 3 coming out? I don't know. You'll have to wait and find out. All those games are currently in the works, especially those title games that are unreleased that we've announced. So Taito takes time. Let's see. Can't speak on subscription service because I don't necessarily know what you're talking about here, Rev. Have we announced any sort of subscription service? The answer is no. You see, and if you're talking something like an Xbox Games Pass or not, that takes a lot of money, mind you. So keep that in mind, like a lot of money. And Microsoft is a $1 trillion company, multi-trillion. That's why they kind of house that through that real quick. I see Papa Brad just has question. I don't see any actual question attached to this, though. So you'll have to actually type it in the chat so I can see it. Not everything appears in my chat sometimes, unfortunately. I do watch these things afterwards occasionally, and I'll see questions that I missed, and like I'm not trying to ignore the question, I promise you. I just don't see all of them. They just kind of, it's not that they even scroll by all the time. Sometimes they literally just don't populate on the software. So we don't make the software, just so you know. This is not ours. This is just something that we pay for to use for streaming. Getting streaming apps. That's an interesting one. Nothing I can talk about right now. I can tell you that. But yes, we are an Android-based OS. I get why you're asking that. You're talking about actual apps. Technically speaking, we can run normal APKs and stuff too. It's just we're optimized specifically for game performance on here. So our OS is not just an Android operating system that you're going to see anywhere else on like a tablet or phone. It's our very own system. So the OS is, it may be Android, but it doesn't really mean anything. It's just the actual operating system that we're running, right? So mostly because it's open source. So it allows us to edit it ourselves and do everything ourselves. That's why we use it. String question. I still see Papa Brad keeps popping on my feed with this, and I don't see the actual question. Let's see. Come to Bloomingdale's. Or Bloomington, there we go. Bloomington Video Game Convention. Maybe. We'll see. These things are very hard to transport and very expensive to transport too. So I do have to pick and choose where I take these things around to. If not, I would love to show up at just tons and tons of conventions all year round to see everybody. Is Tori spelling in the live chat? I have no idea. I have no idea on this question. Let's see. Moon Patrol. Again, I can't speak on games that are not released yet. I'm here to talk about Biomechanical Toy and street basketball today. That's what I came to talk about, especially Biomechanical Toy, because it's one of my favorite running guns. Because, again, this is a very rare title. So I'm really stoked that we actually got this title as well. Let's see here. I don't even know where to start with some of these questions right now. I can't answer questions, again, that are related to games that are not currently out. The answer is no on that. Remember, it's literally still Q1 and it's still January. There's going to be plenty more games to come this year. I can promise you that. So don't hold your breath on that one. Here we go. Arcade games. There we go. Question: how in depth is the character creation aspect in street basketball? Can you tell us more about that? Yeah, so let me think. You can customize what the hair, the face, the facial hair, I think, too, for both. Yeah. Yeah, the uniform, the sneakers are definitely there too. Maybe the hands. I don't think the hands. I think the hands is the one thing too. Skin color, things like that. The usual suspects. But yeah, you can do like the shoes and the head and the jersey are the main thing I would say that you're focused on customizing in that game, just because it's like the color of the character you see. So sometimes when you're playing against an opponent who's the same color as you, it can kind of get a little bit confusing at times sometimes. So you do have to know your character. All right. Currently, there's no dip switch settings is what you're looking for there. We chose the settings for that game specifically. If you're talking about like U.S. Championship Volleyball, that's what you're talking about, Brian Stump. Let me see here. Let's see, another question from Rev. Okay, any chance for a wireless streaming service out of the cab to a TV so people can watch on a TV as well as the cab, like Bluetooth dongle? Not right now that I can talk about. So who knows? Again, who knows what the future holds for iiRcade and what we do with our gadgets and tech. So should be possible, sure. I mean, we got Bluetooth, right? You think I can cast, right? The feature's not currently available. We haven't announced that feature. So who knows what the future holds. For now, HDMI out, totally fine. If you can't run an HDMI out cord to your TV, it's a little rough, or monitor at least. But yeah, I get it. Sometimes it's like the opposite side of the room too, right? So you don't necessarily want to run a cord all the way around kind of thing. I get that. So we'll see. Who knows? Again, who knows what the future holds for us? It's going to be a fun year. I'm telling you, it's going to be a real fun year. Let's see. Are you going to show footage of street basketball today? I actually don't have footage of street basketball on me right now, unfortunately. So I was very ill prepared because I didn't know if I was doing this live or not today. So unfortunately, I don't. It's not even on the machine behind me right now for me to show. But yes, if you do want to check it out, you can go to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube right now, anyway, you already know our channel, right? iiRcade. There is always a demo on there. Plus, on the store side, you can always check out. The store always has a demo video from YouTube that you can watch for every single game, every single title. There's also images and other information for you there on the game. Descriptions, company that made it, publisher, developer, all that jazz. But yes, unfortunately, I am very ill-prepared and do not have a clip for you for street basketball right now. Let's see. Any special moves in basketball? Ooh. Yeah, it's incredibly hard for me to dunk. But special moves, yeah. So you can like juke past players because it is a one-on-one and you're like, it's 2D. So you can kind of like juke past players. There's different ways to do that. So there's tons of tutorial in this game too, which is great. It teaches you how to play and all the specials and how to shoot properly and do different types of shots, do hook shots and stuff. That's all in the game. So, which is awesome. It's only left and right moving. Yes, it is. It is. That's the thing. It's a totally different type of game, right? When it's only a two two-dimensional game that's only back and forth, well, also up and down, I guess, if you will, too. But yeah, it's not up and down on the stick, though. I shouldn't say that. But it is just left and right movement, yes. That's why you do have to learn how to juke past players, take your shots, do fadeaway jumpers, things like that. Let's see. Pixel Perfect all the way. Do you prefer Biomechanical Toy and Pixel Perfect or Smooth? I prefer Smooth Horizontal 2X. Cool. To each their own. That's why we give you the options on the system, right? But yes, no, I prefer everything clean, crisp pixel line work. As an artist myself, I really appreciate, I'm very OCD. I like clean lines. It's just who I am. But if you like the smoothing, go for it. Again, it's on the system for you. Gave you the options for a reason, right? So play your way. Let's see. Yep, Brooklyn, Biomechanicals are out. Questions on Biomechanical. I know too much about this game right now. I can tell you that. I think I played through twice yesterday as well. Let's see. Retromania DLC, no idea. You're going to have to talk to Retrosoft about that. Let's see here. Can't talk about Space Invaders too much right now. I keep seeing Space Invaders questions. It's funny how you all want Space Invaders. Huh. We'll find out. Go get a Captain Shows basketball. That would be a lot right now. That would be a lot for me right now. Let's see. Again, can't answer those. Tons of outside game questions. Let's see. Can't talk about features that aren't announced either, too. Really, the only feature that everybody's worried about that has been announced, that is definitely coming in Q1, is online play, right? Everything else, pretty much speculation at this point, too. I don't think that we've announced anything at this point outside of that as far as software coming to the system currently. So keep that in mind. Will we have more software updates throughout the year? Guarantee it. Yes. But what they will be and what features they'll hold, we'll see. Oh, CT Jason, good question. When can I purchase the new iiRcade? Any clue on the release date? Yeah, so we'll see. Wow, the most vague answer ever, right? Maybe. So later this year, but like earlier in the year, probably, likely. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how to answer your question right now, unfortunately. They'll likely come out sometime around the summer-ish this year is more than likely. But we'll still. Features are still pending. We're still working on different hardware aspects of that machine that you see behind me here. This is not a final version. This is still, technically speaking, a prototype. The machines that you saw at CES that are all out here actually in this office, they're all still technically prototypes as well too. Those are the ones that came to CES with us. So there's always a caveat that these are prototype machines. They're not done yet. Anything that you see on them is pending, can change basically. But yeah, generally speaking, what you've seen as far as the cabinets that you've sort of seen from CES and things like that too that we posted, that's just the general overall shape and stuff. It's probably not going to change too much from that. You can expect about this right here behind me. However, who knows? Until it's released and it's pre-order available for you, don't really know. But yes, later on this year, likely a little bit before the summer is when you'll start seeing the pre-orders and things like that. But we'll see. Again, we got to ship in the parts. We got to manufacture them. We got to get them over here. It's a whole ordeal. So, and unfortunately with shipping right now, especially, I can't guarantee any certain date in mind. So we have goals that we would like to hit. We're pretty realistic about it at this point. So we get some game sales. Probably not. So game sales lasted for the holidays. There was a reason for that because they take a lot of time. These take months for us to actually line up these game sales, in case you didn't know. Game sales, we don't own the games. We license the games. That means that somebody else technically owns the rights and everything. We're selling their product on our system, right? So we can't just put somebody's product on sale and say, hey, we're going to do this. We have to go talk to them first and say, is it okay if we put your game on sale? Plus, on top of that, too, sales got to be special, right? Sales got to be special for games. If everything's on sale all the time, then nothing's ever on sale because that's just the price. That's how that works. And it's just the nature of business. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll have other sales this year. Everything's up in the air for sales as far as game sales go. Let's see, more racing games, Gordon. Gordon asked me about hockey every time. Of course, I'm trying, Gordon. I promise you that. So licensing is a fun beast, right? So you can approach 100 different developers, and you might get one to say yes. Maybe you'll get 0 to say yes. Who knows? Deals are always different. Every company's different. Sometimes it's not always a no. Sometimes it's just we don't have the time currently because we're a smaller developer or we're a big developer and we're doing other things too. Things take time. So that's how things work. Again, I can't just approach a company and just be like, hey, I want your game. And they're going to be like, yes, every single time. It doesn't work that way. In a perfect world, it would. I wish it did. It's just not how it goes. 3D fighters too. More wrestling games that'd be interesting. We'll see what happens. I know you want hockey though. Don't you worry, Gordon. I know, because I too want a hockey game. Let's see here. Questions. How long is Biomechanical Toy? It honestly depends. You could probably take you a good portion of an hour, I would say for sure. It is a decently lengthy game, but you could blow through it. If you're super good at that game and you know what you're doing, I can probably spam through that game maybe 20 minutes at the fastest in the speed run. Somebody speed run and let me know how fast you can do. I'd love that information too. I might try that myself this weekend. We'll see. But yeah, Biomechanical Toy is it's a pretty lengthy game, Champions One. So it's especially for a run and gun kind of game. It is definitely it's longer than your average 20-minute run and gun in an arcade. So this game would have been easily a quarter munching machine, no matter where you were playing it back in the day. If you played it in the original arcades on the actual original machines. All right. CG Jason, that's good enough for me. Thanks. I'm sorry, buddy. That's all the information I can give you. I promise. When we'll get you more information as soon as possible on the new devices, new machines, plus new games, right? I know you're all waiting for it. So, but again, it's Q1. It's January still. It's the end of January. I know. Keep using that an excuse, but we're very, very busy here. Q1 is the worst time of the year for us. So many new things, so many pending features, so many things to be worked on, so many teams to coordinate, so many things after the holidays for manufacturing that we got to deal with, so many things from shipping for the holidays we got to deal with. It's a whole thing. Should I change my tempered glass now? Yes, Joey. If you bought a tempered glass, you should change it now. And also, I should warn you that there's probably about 50-ish tempered glass in iiRcade right now. We'll get more at some point. But remember how long the last one took to ship? It will take some time. Let's see. Oh, here's a great question, actually. Renobi02. Biomechanical Toy does not have a leaderboard. Yep, as we mentioned earlier today. How do you determine which ones get it? Thanks. It depends on the game. So old school ROM files especially, these arcade games like this, sometimes they just don't, we can't pull the files out of the game because the files technically don't exist. They're stored in some odd state on the machine's drive that we really can't get to. So if we can't access that save state file, we can't pull it from anywhere basically. So we literally don't have access to the file where the high score is being stored. So if we can't find that file, then we can't pull the score out for you, right? If we can actually pull the score out from there, then we can save it our own way. That's easy. That's the easy part because current technology, way different, right? But when the game comes out and it doesn't have the right file type, or it has a file type that it saves it, we can find that file, but we can't actually pull the information out. That's really where the issue lies. So it's not always up to us to be able to make to access the leaderboard data, right? It just depends on how the game was made originally. That's really it. So, and that doesn't mean that games that don't have leaderboards now for classic arcade games won't get them later on down the line. We don't really know. So we're always looking into things like that. So there may be some sort of workaround for us to get those scores in a game like Biomechanical Toy. Can't do it currently. Can't make you promises that's going to come out in the future, but we are trying to at least see if there are other alternative options for us to save those scores and make them all global leaderboards, because clearly the more competition, the more global leaderboards that we can have for more and more games, the better, right? I know you all want it. So, and currently there's over 100, I think, on the store right now that have global leaderboards. So there are plenty at least, but yeah, Biomechanical Toy, unfortunately, isn't one of them. But again, it's more of a Rastin game. It's more of a longevity-based game rather than your score doesn't reset every time that you put in a token, right? So, or every time you die, it doesn't reset, keeps going. So it's not as much a competitive game in that aspect as far as the score goes. So not totally needed. It's just a really fun game to play, honestly. If you like arcade games, Biomechanical Toy, super fun. Let's see what other questions we got here. But yeah, that was a great question. So thank you, Bernubio, too. Let's see, Plex is still fine. That's good. As long as your Plex is still fine. Yeah. It's up to you if you want to upgrade to the glass or not. I'm not going to make you. I won't force your hand. This one behind me is glass, though. I can tell you that. So I like to think that it actually it helps the colors more than anything else. So let's see. Price on new cabs? Nope, everything's pending right now too, because we don't even know. Again, we don't even know what our landed cost is yet on the cabs. Hence why we can't give you more information on them, right? So I can't set a price on a cab that I literally don't know how much it's going to cost us in the end. That's not good business, right? Let's see here. See, Derek. I wish I could put this comment up, but I'm not going to because it's about another company and I won't do that to anybody else. We like play nice. Hollywood Polo. Michael, like the hoodie on you. Thank you. How's your day going? Thank you for asking. Hollywood Polo. This hoodie is fantastic. It's from London, I think, actually, too, when I was in Europe. So super comfy. It's my scarf indoors. So just so you know, when it's cold outside, that's why I wear this. My day is going. It's going swell. It's going swimmingly. All right. We'll take maybe 3 more questions. Again, not a long show today. Super easy, super chill. Just here to talk about the games released. Answer some other questions. Here's a good one. Eugene. Okay. Maybe it's Eugene. I don't know. I'm going to say Eugene, though. Eugene S. Will we be getting an update with Jukebox? Something past the beta version? Yep. So it says beta for a reason, right? I know it's been a long sort of beta. It released in August of last year, so not too long even, honestly. Hasn't even been half a year, technically speaking. I know it seems like so long ago it's not. But yeah, it's still listed as beta because it's in beta. So we will add features to Jukebox. I can't really tell you when exactly. It's working great right now. So it's sort of lowish priority, I would say, compared to a couple other things that are way higher in the list, right? Like online gameplay. So I got to put resources where they may lie. But yes, there will still be other updates for Jukebox. You know, maybe there'll be more skins. Maybe there'll be other features to Jukebox. Stay tuned on that one. And we'll definitely let you know and announce it at the time that happens, 100%. Because that's a fun feature for us. What's hockey? You know, I don't know. I don't really know what hockey is at this point. I heard it's like golf, but like you flatten out the puck or you flatten out the ball in golf. That's about right. And then you just slap things around with a stick, push people around. That's hockey. Sometimes it's played on ice, I heard. Other times it's played in the street. I don't know. Maybe you can play it on grass. That's more like field hockey, though. There's no field hockey games, really, are there? Somebody should make a field hockey game. Just saying. Let's see. All right. 2 more questions. 2 more questions, and we'll call it a day. What about coin doors? Why would I put a coin door on this fancy artistic kick plate down here? I'm not going to do that. Again, we're not trying to be like a what would you call it? Like an arcade realistic machine, I guess, too. Like our form and function is an arcade machine. 100%. That's what we're going for, of course. But we're not trying to make it a replica of any machine, right? This is our own machine. So there's really no point for a coin door. We literally put that nice, beautiful artwork on there. If I did that on my Dead Cells machine, I'd cover up half the main character's face. That'd be gross. And it would look bad, and I'd feel super bad because this artist worked super hard on this. So why would I cover that up? So that's really the reason for coin doors. If you really want to add one, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. But we're probably not going to ever release one with a coin door, but who knows, I guess. But I shouldn't say never, but there's just no reason to for us. We're not trying to be I don't know what the word I'm looking for is here. Yes, arcade machine, really arcade console. This is why we use the word arcade console and not arcade machine or arcade cabinet too much. We do say arcade console for a very good reason. We are sort of our own category of things. So there's no real need for a coin door. If you really want to add one, go for it, though. I won't stop you. Let's see. Another question from the iiRcadians. Did you did you guys set the shmups for 2 playthroughs, or is that just just how they were? This all depends on the game. Every shmup is different. Every single shoot 'em up is totally different. We don't set those. I shouldn't say it. We do set them sometimes, but it's not. If we have the option to set it to a different way where it could be more competitive, we will do that. But that's not always the case. So that's totally just game by game. No, it's very specific to each game. So in some games, some shooters essentially too, I'm trying to think of, I can't think of any off the top of my head that are like this. Maybe plus alpha might actually be like this too, but you actually get to a certain level and then you're at the last level and it will start cutting you off there. So it will game over you if you die on that level specifically because you're at the very end of the game. So you either beat the game or you die on the last boss pretty much too. Those are brutal games. That's how it works. But yeah, that's purely how the game was designed. Totally not up to us. All right. Was that 3 questions? Was that 2 questions? I'll do one more question. I can't update on any Rastan titles. 2 of them are already on the system right now. I know you want the 3rd because nobody else has the 3rd because it came out in Japan only. So, and it is a great game. I have played through the entirety of Warrior Blade Rastan Saga Episode 3, the longest name ever. Just wait until you see that on a machine somewhere, right? Because it takes up so much space. But that is the official name of it. Okay, I'll take one more actual question though on that one. That's not totally a real question necessarily. Let's see. Yes, Mikey J, this machine does have Montezuma's Revenge on it. You think we have to test games? We have to show them off a little bit, right? So yes. Okay. Here's a cool one. I think I see this sort of twice. I see Jeff's question, I see Derek's question, but I like the way Derek worded this a little bit better. Since the new cab designs are still up for debate, which game art would you like to see on one of the Gen 2 cabs? So they're not really Gen 2. It's just a name that was called one time on a stream. Well, on one stream, I should say. Not one time on the stream, multiple times on the stream, but that was just for the stream. We don't have an official name for this model yet, quite yet. So until it's sort of done, we probably won't name it officially, but not really Gen 2. Anyway, small detail there. What game art would I personally like to see on these machines? If you're asking me that, man. 1, a Rastan cab would be pretty cool, and I would 100% take control of the Rastan cab if I could, and Taito would approve it because 100%, I'm just going to put a big buff naked dude on the side of this machine, and it's going to look awesome. So don't even question it. It's going to be perfect, and then we'll put like some fireballs on it or something for the flaming sword, an enemy or 2. Maybe one of the lizard people will go on the other side. We'll find out, right? So Rastan would be a really cool cab that I personally would like to. Again, this is all cabs that I would like. Let me see. What other ones would I personally like to? There's quite a few too. I think Rangok Skies would be a really cool cab. I like the artwork in Rangok Skies. Samurai Games did a fantastic job with the artwork. I think that could pull a pretty cool looking cab, especially a different one because it'd be that like fluorescent kind of green color probably behind it too, with the castle and the Vampire King and stuff. So that could be a cool one too. The ships flying through. You think of a 3rd one real quick here too. That's pretty much it. Those 2 would be really fun. There's some other ones I'd like to see though too. I'm also a big fan of cabs that aren't themed for games. I'd like a very artistic cab, but it's personal preference. All right. That's pretty much it. But good question. Thank you. Thank you, Derek Miller. All right. And that pretty much sums it up. It wraps it up for the day. I got nothing else to play you guys out with, unfortunately, right now too. Again, January is rough times for me. I'm all over the place. I got to set up meetings with everybody. I got to deal with new clientele, new publishers, developers, current publishers, licenses, teams, software development, hardware development, shipping, and handling. So there's a lot of things that go into it. Legal, business, yeah. So I'm all over the place. We'll see. I mean, a Shredder's Revenge cab, yes, would be cool. But have we announced Shredder's Revenge coming out yet? No. So will we? If we get it, who knows, right? Who knows if we have it already? I cannot talk on licenses that we may or may not have right now. But yes, that would be a cool cab. A Shredder's Revenge cab would be a very cool cab to see too. And if you wanted games that aren't on there, those could also make kind of cool artwork, but like we probably won't ever do that. That'd be a little strange. But who knows? Again, You can always pick up a black edition, make your own if you want to. That's the option for the black edition cabinet. We call it the black edition, not the double dragon, for a reason. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for showing up, chiming in, asking questions. Hope I answered enough for you today. Totally try street basketball if you'd like to. Definitely suggest Biomechanical Toy as well, too. That is a rare arcade game. That's why I called it the Rare Toy Day. Biomechanical Toy is just really fun, honestly. If you enjoy classic sort of 90s arcade-style arcade games, especially shoot 'em ups and stuff like that. Not shoot 'em ups. Wow. Run and guns. There we go. Run and gun's the word I'm looking for. This game's for you. It really is. It's super fun. It's super challenging. I super enjoy this game. So super is the word of the day, apparently. Super good game. Biomechanical Toy. Pick it up. It's out now. And I will see you all next week. So thanks again. Happy Friday, everybody. And I'll see you hopefully without snow next week, where I'm better prepared as well. And more fun announcements coming soon.